all of these cool things. Okay, well, hello. Waves back. Hello, hello. No, that's not right. Okay. So far. Okay. Shh. Okay. Relax, everybody. Relax. Relax. All right. All of the doggies. All right. All of the doggies. Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, is it already 4:30? This day has gone so fast, and it's been so busy, and it's been so wonderful. And now I get to spend some time with you all, which is wonderful. Yay! Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's it's heavy. It's heavy out there right now, right? It's heavy. That's like full moon energy. It's heavy. And I know we're like just had passed, and oh my gosh, I don't know if you had the chance to see it the other night. It was just so beautiful. And then I saw it in the morning when I was getting up to leave to go to the river, and it was so wonderful because you have the sunrise was over here and the full moon was over here, and I could like literally look like this, and there they were, and because the moon was up and the sun was coming, and it was just, it was so beautiful. But it's heavy. It's heavy. It makes the energy feel tired and sluggish. And I know that sometimes, and I know that we talk about that with the new moon too, where where energy comes down towards the new moon and energy goes up to the full moon, and we get into the highest peak. And so that's where we talk about, some people are just like, when we, hi, watching from New UK, welcome, where we have that energy that goes, comes down, and you get that energy, that height of the full moon, where people just get kind of like, blah, crazy. And that moment that we get out of that full moon portal, we can get into the place of just like, like, that energy just immediately starts to come down. And so for some of us, it can be that heavy release as we kind of roller coaster down into that energy in the valley of the new moon and scoop back up again. And for others, it's sort of this gentle slope down. And it's different. It's different each time. And I think for me in this round, it was just sort of like, and then stop, and so the ride continues as it continues on its descent. Thankfully it wasn't a straight, Busch Gardens 90-degree straight down. But it's important to honor. It's important to honor. Hi. It's important to honor where you are, and it's important to honor what you're feeling. And it's important to allow. It's so important to allow what your body is feeling, what you are feeling. Because if you're not in that place of, like this morning, Monday mornings, I get up, I go walk, I do my workout, I do my stuff. And today I was just like, yes, it's not going to happen today. And that's okay, because, hi, Beth. And it's okay, because you have to really respect where your body is, and respect what's going on with you, and respect how you feel. And even just right now, my ears are all filled up right now. And it's okay, because it's when we start to fight against it and to say, no, I work out on Mondays, I go for my walk on Mondays, I have to stick to that, and because then we just compromise ourselves later. And listening to the body, listening to the energy of the body, listening to the energy of the universe, it is so powerful, because it's when we try and push through where we're not feeling it, when we try and push through, that we get into that where we make sickness and we make stress and we make all kinds of negative energies. And so that really what is that reminder is to just be in the place of allowing. When we get into that place of the full moon and we're like, okay, where am I going? We talked on Thursday during our meditation about being on that wheel, like the Ferris wheel, or like here in Orlando we have the Orlando Eye. I know in the UK they have the London Eye, and lots of places have. Atlanta has an eye, lots of places have an eye. And so to be able to look at, when you get to the apex, you'd be able to look around and see like what is going on, where am I going next, what's going on with all of that. And then the energy comes back down to the beginning cycle again at the bottom of the new moon, and comes back up again. And so when you're looking around, you take that time to assess your situation and then to be able to come down and say, okay, as we're coming back down, I am relaxed. I am releasing the things that, I'm not putting that pressure on myself. I think we get into a lot of struggle when we have the pressure that we put on ourselves. I know a lot of us have jobs that put pressure on us. There's deadlines, there's requirements, there's things that have to happen on a time frame. I get that. But when we add to that pressure with judgment or, I missed that deadline, I suck. No, okay, then we are not helping the situation. And when we can say, okay, I'm going to make this deadline, I'm going to focus, I'm going to do what I need to do to make this deadline, and I'm going to really put my commitment and put my blinders on and limit distractions so I can get this finished. And then we can offer ourselves a little reward when we're done, like maybe for me, chocolate. But then again, to be able to diffuse, to say, if this deadline is just not going to happen, to be able to say, okay, I need to address this. I need to talk to somebody. I need to say, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to be able to make this deadline. Let's talk about an extension. Let's talk about either getting more help and maybe another option. And to take that pressure off of ourselves, because yes, things have to get done. I totally get that things have to get done, and we need to respect that, and that's great. But we want to make sure that we're asking for help when it's needed. We're assessing the situation from a place of honesty and integrity, and that we're not tying our self-worth up into that piece of whether or not the job was done on time or whether or not the job was done well. It does not reflect whether we are a good person or a bad person. And I think that is really, really important. I was speaking with a friend this weekend, and it was such an interesting conversation. And just to listen to them share their story about, their life and how they grew up and their siblings and the different relationships they had and the kids and the grandkids and all the different things. And, the decisions that others around them had made, and to have this feeling of, I don't understand this decision because I feel like I'm a good person and I've always tried to be this good person, even if the other people in the situation are not recognizing that. And so it was really powerful to say, that sucks that happened, and I'm so sorry that was the decision that other people had made. But everyone has their perception of a situation, and often the two people that are in a situation have totally different perceptions of a situation. And to be able to say that's their decision, and I'm still a good person, and I know that I'm still a good person, and if this person ever wanted to open the door again, that I would be there to receive that. And I think that's so important. And I myself, I have gone through that with someone who was, in my life for my whole life. I mean, I really thought we would be friends for life because we had been friends for life up until this point. When I really started to come to the understanding that this was a pretty one-sided friendship, with me being the giver and she being the taker, and I know that she will have a different perception of it, and that's okay. But for me to be able to have to come to a point where I have to say, I can't be in this relationship anymore because it's no longer healthy for me, and it's no longer, I just can't allow this, taking advantage to continue. In her mind, I'm the most horrible person in the world, and I understand that. But in my mind, I'm still a good person, even though I've made a decision that was very difficult to make. And so I think that's one of the things that I really feel like I'm supposed to talk about today, because it's words are just coming out of my mouth, is as you're up at the top of that, hi, Karine, oh my goodness, what a joy to see your name pop up. Hello from Paris, my friend. When we come to that full moon portal where we are taking advantage of the view, where we're looking around and we're seeing we're at the top of that Ferris wheel, we're taking advantage of the view to be able to say, what is it, what do I need to release, what is no longer serving me, but not attaching judgment to that. Just because we are releasing things or people, or other people have released us, that is not change the fact that you are a spark of divine light, you are a child of the source of love, and you are a good person, and you are here to have a human experience. Your soul is here to learn. Now, if you're a serial killer, we might have a different conversation about whether or not you're a good person, but I think I'm pretty safe to feel like most serial killers are not following me. So, to my knowledge. So, but if you are living your life, if you're someone who resonates with anything that I'm saying, you are following because, along with me, because you are a person who understands that you are a soul having a human experience, and that you are a spark of divine light and divine energy, that you came here to have this experience and to learn these things. And so it's important to remember that when we do things that other people may not agree with, where we put self-preservation and self-care first, and that other people may feel like, well, you're just, let me down, or you were never there for me, or you whatever, that's their issue. It's their baggage, and it's not about you. It's not about you. And if you know that you've done all you could do, and you gave it your best, and you came forward with genuine intention and genuine good efforts and authenticity, that's all you can do. And so I feel like I'm not sure what is that is, why we're feeling like we need to have this conversation today, but this is what's coming through me, is reminding you to be in that place of self-care, and to listen to what's going on with self, and also to just remind yourself that the opinions that others have of you are theirs and not yours, okay? And the opinion that you have of yourself is so important, and there is every reason for you to have an awesome opinion of yourself, because again, you are a spark of divine light and love. Otherwise you wouldn't even be here. Chris Judge shares that there is a book called What You Think Is None of My Business. What you think of me is none of my business. That is right. That is right. Because I feel like we are still in, I hear you. Okay. So I feel like we are still in this time of the pruning. Okay, we're seeing a lot of what's going on with COVID in our country and other countries. We're seeing a lot of what's going on where people are being even more divided. Now, in America, we've been very divided politically for the last few years, but right now we're being divided by the vaccination rates. And if you're vaccinated, you're not vaccinated, and we're seeing this divide continue. And people are being called to move forward and make decisions in the way that is best for them. And what we want to do is avoid the place of harsh judgment, where you meet someone who has chosen, for whatever their reason, to not vaccinate. We don't want to jump on that person and be like, what are you, an idiot? Like, okay, that's not helpful. So allowing our treating people with compassion and with love, and at the same time making sure we're putting that first for ourselves as well as we're going forward and choosing, because this is the time of pruning, which is where they're trying to get me to go. This is in this time of pruning. So as we were going through in the last few years of this ugly political climate, we saw a lot of people that kicked others out of their lives because they didn't agree with their politics, or they didn't like aloha Janelle, or they didn't like things that they said, and they said, well, I just am going to cut you off because I don't like you anymore, and you know, how can you do that? And I understand there are definitely people who said some hateful, horrible things, or supported hateful, horrible things, that I'm like, if that's okay with you, I don't think I want to be in your tight circle. And this is where we come to, is that we don't have to like cut people and hate back. We don't have to hate back. What we choose is to say, when you've heard me say it, I love you over there. I love you over there. And this comes to the same place where we're in this time of the pruning, where we're seeing people are literally being pulled away from us, being pulled out of our lives. And to be able to say, I am understand that you're going to make your path and I'm going to make my path, and that is okay. And that when the universe is trying to pull people out of your life, because this is the time of the pruning and it is not for your highest good for that person to stay in your life anymore, let go. Let me say that again. Let go. Let go. Because we get this thing, and I found this with my friend. That I stayed present in the relationship so much longer than I should have. I allowed her to treat me in a way that I would never, until another trusted friend pointed exactly that out to me and said, you wouldn't let anybody treat you the way this person treats you. Why are you allowing this? And for years, I would just excuse and go, oh, well, we were friends for a really long time, and, it's just the way she is, and blah, blah, blah. And to be able to finally say, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. To set that boundary and to allow, because the universe was trying to pull this person out of my life. And here I was hanging on going, no, 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 because we were childhood friends, we should hang on. Because, there's this part of me that feels like, you have these childhood friends and you feel like, well, because we come from back in the day, so you could get away with anything because, we have that loyalty of whatever. No, if somebody is not treating you well and someone is making you feel badly about yourself, no. And we say, I love you, mwah, over there, pick a direction, out. And when the universe is trying to pull that person, those people out of your life, or to pull you out of a certain situation, let it. Now, that takes letting go, and that takes also a leap of faith. Because to be able to say, well, what's my life going to look like without this person or without this situation? Especially if it's a job, especially if you're being pulled away from a job. We have to take this leap of faith that something better is going to be provided for us. And it has been my experience. Now, in all, full disclosure, I haven't had a real 9-to-5 job working for another person, like where I have to actually show up every single day for 40 hours in, decades. So I'm highly unemployable. But I will say that when we take that leap of faith and we say, okay, universe, I give up. You are clearly trying to manipulate something and maneuver something in my life. You are clearly trying to get me to move in a different direction. I give up. I cannot fight this anymore. Let go. I will walk away from this job. I will walk away from this person. Show me what is next. I trust that you have something better in mind for me, because the universe always has something better, more than what we can even imagine, ask, or think. And the minute that I have let go, every single time I've been in this situation, something wonderful has plopped into my lap, like the next day, the next minute, in 20 minutes. And to be able to release all of these things, because we hold on to these things because of obligation or guilt or some sort of loyalty to back in the day. Let go, because we are in this time of pruning, where the universe, especially in that space from the full moon down to the new moon, it is the time of letting go. And the universe is working hard to say, you don't need that person. You don't need this situation. And you don't have to burn bridges, okay? I'm not saying to be like, you know what? Whatever, I'm trying to think of all my little hand motions I could do that are not too terribly rude. You don't have to be like, F off. You can walk away with compassion. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to be received with compassion, because I walked away with compassion and I was not received with compassion, and that's okay, because that was their choice. And in another instance where we could all see that we both really needed to walk away, it was just like, you know what, I love you, over there, go, have a good life, good luck. And we both walked away with love and compassion. And that was fine. But you're not always going to be received with love and compassion with your actions, but you don't have to walk away hateful, and you don't have to burn a bridge, because then we just put more ick inside of us to be able to say, this is what's best for me, this is what I need to do, and I wish you all the love and blessings and peace in the world as you go down your pathway over there, and I'm going to go down my path over here. Okay? And again, when you let go of those things, other wonderful things will come into your life, and so many wonderful, joyous people have come in to take positions of significance in my life, because I removed the person who was sucking up all the air. So if your job, or you're, somebody, or it could be a family member, and again, you can just create that space. When I have had toxic family members, because we all have had toxic family members, we just put our bubble of light and love around us, load up our pockets and the bra with crystals, and we go to whatever family obligation that we need to be at. And if it's possible, there's been times when I've been sitting at a lunch and we were sitting at the table and there was really just nowhere to go. And then there were other times where it was more of like a family event, like a bigger event, like a bar mitzvah or a wedding, where it was like, I gotta go talk to that person over there. Okay, and so you can do those things. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to burn a bridge, but you can protect yourself and walk away when you need to. Janelle says, be like a tree. Trust that the pruning will create new fullness, health, and beauty. Release with love. Yes, I love it. Yay, you get it. I love that you get it. Okay, let's find out what we're talking about with the cards this week. Let's see what the cards are going to share with helping us to, that must be like, you all are getting it, because I'm like all of a sudden just hot, okay, and it's not, I know it's not a hot flash, but when you all are getting it, I can feel it, I can feel you're getting it, so yay, because that self-care and that self-preservation, it is so important. It is an act of self-love, and it is not selfish. No, it is not selfish to act on your own behalf, because if you are not your own advocate, nobody else will be. Quieting the mind. Okay, so told you. Quieting the mind. And this is all about into the third eye of what is it that you are letting your thoughts be about. What are you letting, what situation, whatever, are you letting create chaos in your life? Prune that away. Quieting the mind. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, let's check out our Goddess Power Oracle cards for this week. Janelle's cracking me up. All right. Oops. Yeah. All right. Wait. We may have a jumper, or we may just have crappy shuffling. I think. Not sure. All right. Let's see. What do we got? The goddess for this week is, oh, neat. Somebody we haven't met yet. Bridget. Creative Spark. All right, let me grab my glasses. I'm going to grab the book, because I like reading right from the book about these specific goddesses, because I don't know a lot about them, but I love that we have a goddess that is with us and watching over us each week. So this is Bridget, B-R-I-G-I-D, because I know Miss Chris is going to ask. Bridget. And so it says, inspiration and imagination are yours to play with right now. You effortlessly connect to your inner spark and make meaningful and beautiful experiences for yourself and others. Take advantage of this fruitful time. When you are in tune, it's like taking a magical trip to the land of the fairy, where all that glitters really is gold and life seems like a grand artistic gesture. The fiery Celtic goddess of creativity calls you to play. And I love this. Calls this to... I know, Chris. It's almost like I'm psychic. The Celtic goddess of creativity calls you to play in the artistry of your life, your work, and your loves. I love this. I love this, because this is not like... You have to be in the pruning so you can free yourself, so you can hear the calling of your heart of where you are being called to go, where you are meant to go, the place you are meant to make a difference in the world. God, source, light, love, the universe, whoever, use me to make a difference in this world. Free me from all the toxic bullshit of all the other people and places and things that do not need to be in my mind, do not need to be in my circle. Protect me if they need to be physically in my space, but quiet my mind so that I can hear and address and jump into the creativity of what I'm being asked to build, to create, to shine light on, that will be a blessing to others, to help others to move forward on their path. Oh, you guys are cracking me up today. I love it. Love it, love it. So it's almost like I knew you were going to ask that question. Well, to be fair, there are kind of a lot of ways to spell Bridget. Oh, I had the last person I worked for when I was I worked at a law firm for a short time. Big, mega law firm in Los Angeles for a short time. And my boss was Brigitte. I take it back. She wasn't really a horrible person. She was a horrible manager. She was probably not a bad person. She was just a horrible manager. All right. So now, we break the chain. Break the chain. Break the chain. Set yourself free. Release yourself from all the stuff around you that does not serve your highest and best good. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Where do you want to go? Because the reality is that if you can name it, if you can say, this is where I want to go. I want something specific. This is what I want. Then you can go there. But so often we are so caught up in the, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm happy, and I'm guilty. I'm so guilty. Because I've been really rolling that around in my own brain. Like, my life is wonderful, and I'm grateful every single day that I don't even know what to wish for next. And so this is what I have been rolling around in my brain, is what how can I be used for something else? Where am I going? I have no idea. Where am I going? And so this is one of the things I want to really encourage, and I will, if you will, really think about, where are we going next? Where are we being called to create something new and wonderful in the world? Okay, so I'm hearing. Okay, so public admission, I have been procrastinating the hell out of this book, and so I'm hearing that's, yeah, I hear that in my ears. Love how Goddess B used the pruning for her headdress. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Nice, Janelle, right on it. Look at that beautiful headdress. I love these. These are the Colette Baron Reed Goddess Power Oracle cards, and the artwork on these is so spectacular. I mean, these women are so beautiful. Love it. Okay, so our next card is Imrama. What? Shut up. Imrama, what are you being called to journey to? Where are you being called to journey to? Seriously? Okay, I think we all get the message. Do we all get the message? Because seriously, I think we all get the message. Where are we being called to journey to? Because this is the next place. Where are we going? Because if you don't have a goal, if you don't have an idea, where are we going? This is the challenge between now and next week. And somebody remind me when we get to next week that I said this. Let's spend some time, especially as we're in this time of coming down from the full moon energy before we get to the new moon energy, which is at the end of the first week of August. August 8th is the new moon. So we have this time, right? We have this time to really think about, where are we going? Where are we being called? Let's set ourselves up for the next rising of the new moon that's going to start on the 8th and open that portal. Let's be ready of where are we being called to go? Where are we being asked to go? What are we being asked to create to bless the world? What is the next step for us? Let's commit, all of us, let's commit to spending some time and getting some idea of what is the next thing we're being called to do. Where is the next place we're being called to go? Oh, my ears just filled right back up again. So that we are ready for the next new moon on the 8th. And then the last card we have is play. Have fun, celebrate. Don't be so serious. Clearly, that's not our problem today. So I don't feel like we're being reminded to play. I think we're being celebrated because we do play, because we always try to make it fun here. But if you've been too serious over there, then make sure that you're giving some time to play. This is a wonderful time to play. It's a wonderful time to throw your heart open and say, show me, where am I going? Show me what is my next step. Show me. Because we are quieting the mind. We are releasing toxicity, toxic people, toxic situations. We are trusting the universe to bring us to the next place. And Bridget is all about play, that creative spark. What are you creating? Something that fills your heart with joy, connecting to your muses. This is that time. And then we are breaking the cycle of past drama. We are breaking the cycle. We're in the time of the pruning, and as Janelle so perfectly pointed out, we are in the time of the pruning, and Goddess Bridget has used our prunings to make a beautiful headdress as we are breaking the chain of the past, and we are walking away from people and situations that don't serve us. Or if we must stay in those situations, we are covering ourselves with our bubble of love and light. We've got our black tourmaline, we've got our labradorite. We are, protecting ourselves as we are going forward, because we know in Rama, we know we are being called, Chris, I-M-R-A-M-A, Imrama. We are being called to move forward. We are being called to the next place. Where can we be of service? Use me, spark of divine light. Use me to be of blessing and service to a larger world, a greater good. What can I do to be in service to a larger world? How can you use me, use my life, use my abilities to help be in service of a larger world? And don't forget to have fun on the journey. Have fun on the journey. Oh my goodness. Yay, good stuff today. I I got to tell you, it makes my heart so happy. It fills my heart with joy to come and be with you and to share time and to share wisdom and to share information that they want you to have, to be the reminder for you that you came here to live your life in joy, that you came here to live your life in blessing. We can choose, and sometimes we come here, we choose to learn hard lessons, we choose to have, we may have chosen to have a life of hardship and struggle, but there is still the opportunity for us to find joy in the struggle. We can have all the joy in the struggle. Hello, Miss Debbie. Debbie is hopefully finding homes for kittens. If you ever need a kitten in Central Florida, Debbie Spice is your person to talk to. I'm sorry I don't have a Riley update for you today because he's sleeping in the other room, but he's getting so big. And I am forever grateful that you brought Riley into our lives, Debbie Spice, and I am so glad that you are feeling all these cards today. They definitely feel very powerful and strong. Chris, if you are open to questions today, I've got one in my business. I've been planning and planting, and I'm really getting frustrated and discouraged. What do I need to know to move forward from here? Planting and planting and planting and planting. Frustrated and discouraged. Okay, so the first thing I want to say to you, my darling, is let go of the frustrating and the discouraged. And I'm going to come right back into quieting the mind. Okay? Quieting the mind, because when we come to that place of frustration and discouragement, we are blocking up the blessings. First of all, we are blocking up those blessings. And so quieting the mind, releasing expectation, because here's the thing. Woo, so full. Here's the thing. And we've talked before about planting here and harvesting here, right? We've talked about that. But we've also, I think, and maybe we haven't talked about this in a little while, is when we plant, we've talked about expectation, right? We did talk about expectation. So we plant, when the farmer plants corn, he expects to have corn, right? And so we have this expectation that we're pouring into our business and we're planting and we're planting and we're planting. I expect to have corn right here, doggone it. But you may not. You may not. You may get an unexpected bumper crop of rutabagas, but you may miss them. If you're facing this way and you're looking at the corn and your butt's facing this way and all these rutabagas are sprouting up behind you, you may miss them. So calm, release the expectation of specific, tangible, I want this measurable, specific thing. And I know all the goal specialists, they tell you specific, measurable, attainable, all the things that spell out SMART. I know. But when you are looking at those things and it's not growing, it's not happening, to release all of that and to work from the place of love and to work from the place of how can I be a blessing to this person? How can I be a blessing? And take it one person at a time, one situation at a time, and just work from the place of love. When we work from the place of the spreadsheet and the expectation and the I got to get to this point, we put this pressure on ourselves and we cut off that energy of supply and expansion. Okay? So I want to say to you, everything we've talked about today is what if there's anything in your life that needs to be removed that's creating toxicity, and at the okay, then you're on the right track. But take one client at a time, sweetheart. And what can you do to work from a place of love, of pure love? Now, Chris, in full disclosure, Chris and I know each other through Mary Kay. We have known each other for years. And so I can say this as an example that I know she will understand, because many of you know I am still a director with Mary Kay. When we earned our first pink Cadillac, I was not working from a place of love. I was working from the place of, we got to get this done. And when we earned our second pink Cadillac, I was working from a place of love, because I thought, I love this job, I love this business, I love these people, I love these women, I love my customers, my consultants. What can I do? How can I serve? Okay. And so it is, it actually wasn't when we earned our second Cadillac, but it was later, that working from the place of love and abundance, and how can I help, and how can I lift this person, and how can I shower this person with blessing and make them feel wonderful, that so many other things in our business just blossomed. And not just Mary Kay wise, but so many other things in my life just blossomed, because it was no longer working from that place of I've got to hit benchmarks and numbers and reports and spreadsheets and all of that jazz. It frees you up to work. It frees you up to work in a way where you're working from a place of love. If you are lucky enough to do what you love, Work from a place of love. And if you're not doing what you love, find something in what you do that you love, that you can work from the place of that love, to be that blessing, to be that gift to someone else, rather than being worried about the bottom line, rather than being worried about the deadlines and the reports and the benchmarks and all those things that of how other people measure. And if you helped, I so many times people would leave my house, where my Mary Kay studio is in my house, and people would leave my house having spent hundreds of dollars, and they were so excited, and they would hug me on their way out the door and thank me for my time and my expertise and what I showed them and taught them, and thank me as they left. And what I would say when I closed the door after they left, and I would turn back to my husband, and the thing that I said was never, "Woo, big sale!" The thing that I said every single time was, "I helped." Because that was what was important to me. I helped. How could I help that person? And so that's what I want to encourage you, to let go of all the rest of it. And where can you be a light? Where can you be a blessing? And if you can take it one person at a time and help, the rest of it will grow. But I think we get so focused on looking over here at the row of corn that we planted that we don't realize that there's stuff over here. And I literally have done that in my own physical garden. I have been so excited to have all the green beans popping up in the green beans, I didn't realize that my eggplant was producing an eggplant. And so I have this giant eggplant bush, and it produces one eggplant at a time. So I get very excited about my eggplant, because I wish it would produce as many as the small plant of green beans produces all these green beans. And my gigantic eggplant bush plants one eggplant, produces one at a time. And so we get so caught up in looking over here that we forget to look over there. So I hope that that is something that can help you, my friend, because I know you have so much to offer and so much wisdom that you can share. And I am so certain that you can help so many people along the way. So I want to say thank you for spending some time with me today. This was, you all have filled my heart with joy. I am still getting used to this new schedule with my husband and his new job. And it's a little like, he's here today, he's gone tomorrow, he's here. It's very in and out. It's much more travel than I'm used to. And so I find that I'm still trying to get my feet underneath me about it. And so I want to thank you for spending some time today, because you all just brought so much joy to my heart and some fun, some giggles today. And I truly appreciate that. And so I know you have so many options about how to spend the precious moments of your day, and so I thank you so much for choosing to spend a few of them with me, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Now, if you're joining us on Thursday night for meditation, please remember that we have moved to Thursday instead of Wednesday, so we are going to be on Thursday nights right back here 7 o'clock on Thursday evening for meditation. Also, there is the rolling admission for the Becoming an Empowered Empath online course is open. We decided to just leave it open for people, and so that is still going. So if you have not yet signed up for the Becoming an Empowered Empath course, I'll put the link in the comments as soon as we are finished. It is SherryDworkin-SmithLearn.com for Becoming an Empowered Empath. And then also, we've had so much trouble with these scammers on the page. And so Facebook has, we've deleted all their reviews, their bogus reviews about spells and stuff, but and potions, but they've taken off all of our ratings. And so if you are someone who would like to make a review, please feel free, and we'll hopefully get our ratings back. So Chris, I thank you so much for your review. And there was a rating, and then they took it away again. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but let's, we'll just keep going as best that we can. So thank you all so much for being with us, with me, sharing some time, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday or on Thursday. Have a great week. Mwah. And know how much you are loved.